Sometimes we become egoistic with our own capabilities in a particular domain. Sometimes we become ego involved with the expertise that we have in doing something great or doing something right. So Prashant is a great architect. Greatness in that one field may become ego and stop him from learning a few other things that he needs to learn. Why? He's identified as great in one area, and in another area, he does not feel comfortable in seeing himself as a novice or somebody who doesn't know enough. That is why it becomes difficult for people to adapt or to learn or to change or to bring in something new in their life. But unless I bring in the new, I am doomed. I'll become very slow and I will become irrelevant. I will become irrelevant. How do I handle this ego? Handling this ego requires somebody around me who can make me feel humble. Ego handling is easy if you have people around you. In most cases, it can be a spouse. In some cases, it can be a children. In a few cases, it can be your boss, it can be colleagues, and in many cases, it can be our friends who won't take our nonsense, who are willing to be a mirror, though very, very gracefully, and communicate to us this was good in the past, it won't be good in the future. This is great about you in this aspect of life, but in that aspect of life, you need to develop yourself a little more. This knowledge of yours is very good, but that knowledge is absent, so this knowledge becomes weak. Or just somebody who looks at us and says, looks like you're getting carried away with the success that you have. You need to come back to the ground. The bridge was being built. Ram had to lead with his forces led by the monkeys to attack Sri Lanka and get Sita back. The bridge was being built. Hanuman was taking big boulders and throwing it in the ocean. Huge ones. And as it was throwing, Hanuman saw that there was a spider who was also attempting to push one teeniest of pebbles. Hanuman looked at that spider and laughed out loud. And he picked up another big boulder and threw it. Ram called Hanuman and said, "Ikde ye. Come here." Those of you who don't know Marathi, and he said, "Tell me, Hanuman, why am I building this bridge?" Hanuman immediately says, "That's because you want to cross over and go to Sri Lanka." Ram said, "Just through my anger, I dried up the ocean a few minutes ago. Tell me again, why am I building the bridge?" Hanuman said, "Because you want to kill Ravan?" Said, "If I leave Ravan's heart, he will die. He is alive because I am there in his heart." Tell me again, Hanuman, why am I building this bridge? Hanuman said, I don't know. Could it be because you need our power? Ram smiled and said, you took my name and you jumped from India to Sri Lanka. You think I need your power? Poor Hanuman. He said, I really don't know why you are building this bridge. Ram said, it's to engage you and give you a purpose in your life. Just because you are able to lift big boulders does not mean you are doing great work. This work anyway would have been done. Because you are born, you need a purpose. Similarly, the spider is also living its purpose. Just because the size of the boulder is small does not mean the work of the spider is insignificant. As you are doing this work, Hanuman, you are getting purified. That is the objective of this work. My darling friends, that's why we do KMM. Naren started KMM, Joe drives KMM, Satish is the chief coordinator of KMM. Does not make any one of us bigger than any one of us. All of us are equal. All of us are attempting to play our part. All of us have a desire to be purified, to develop ourselves, and to remember the purpose. If the purpose is to impact the life of kids and create a brilliant future for our country, if classrooms and schools are not open and not available, the purpose still has to be served. I'm not going to be that Hanuman who throws the stone and thinks about his personal glory, at least in this story. I'm going to live my purpose. And for that, if I have to learn how to operate Zoom, so be it. If I have to learn how to operate Microsoft Teams, so be it. If I have to learn how to create a PPT, so be it. If I have to learn how to do screen sharing, so be it. It's not my convenience which has become important. It is the objective which always remains important. When the objective is clear, convenience is not important. When convenience is important, the objective will be forgotten. Hanuman forgot the objective and became ego involved and said, I am throwing big sizes, and therefore could become ego involved with the spider and look at the spider and say, tu tuchh hai, very small, insignificant. In a shirt, if this button is not working, the shirt is of no use. Now the fabric can be 3,000 rupees per meter, but the 10 paise button is not there, the shirt has no use now. Now what is more important? The button, the thread which holds the button, which is less than 25 paise cost, or the 3,000 rupee cloth? All are equal. Everything plays its role. And without anyone, the shirt becomes incomplete. This is the spirit of KMM. Nobody is special and everybody is special. Nobody is big. All of us are equals. First timer, 10th year, 20th year, doesn't make a difference. You bring the spirit. The spider is as important as Hanuman. And that is the culture we want to maintain, create and nourish always in Keep Moving movement. And for the first time ever, we are not completing KMM with the sessions inside the classroom. The work of Bharat at 100 has started very, very earnestly. Everything has two sides. You look at your hand, there is a front side, there is a back side. You look at your body, there is a left side and there is a right side. Everything has two sides. And this is what creates order in the universe. Please listen very carefully to what I have to speak in the next few minutes. Chances are it is exactly what you needed and what you were waiting for. The whole universe is governed by some laws. The father of the space program in NASA was a genius of a guy whose name is Dr. Wernher von Braun. I was reading a book by him and I was blown away when he writes in that book. The natural laws of the universe are so precise that today we have no difficulty in building a spaceship, sending a person to the moon and timing the landing of the moon craft to the precision of a fraction of a second. He said, how do we do that? Because we understand there is a law in the universe which is guiding everything. We just need to align ourselves to that law. Of course, he mentioned that law of polarity or the law of opposites. What do I mean by this? If it's a 25-floor building and it's a long way to the top of the building, it's also a long way down. If a point from A to B is 10 kilometers, then the point from B to A is also 10 kilometers. They are not just opposites, they are equal. Now this is an important point. They are not just opposites, but they are equal. Now why is this important? Anything that happens to you and me in life, it has a positive side and a negative side. If it is positive, brilliant, we are excited, what more do we want? That is exactly what we wanted. But if it is ever negative, remember that it has an equally positive side. Negative cannot exist by itself. It has to be balanced. Only when negative and positive are balanced, universe can function, not otherwise. So in case I have a challenge in my life, it means there is an equally big opportunity in my life. If I have lost a relationship, it means an equally fascinating relationship is just around the corner. Without this, existence cannot exist. Majority of us, unfortunately, are mentally programmed to pay attention to the negative side of life and sometimes, unfortunately, ignore the positive. And when we go through a negative experience in life, we feel sad, we feel let down, we feel alone. We doubt whether things will ever become right or not. The truth is, there is an equal positive which is waiting out there for you. It is not in eyesight, but it is there. All we need to do is look for it or hunt for it. Practice this today and tomorrow, and day after tomorrow, and every day, till it becomes a habit for you to see the positive in everything. You will feel better, you will be more productive, and you will have many more friends. Isn't that what all of us want in our life? Be more productive, feel great, and be surrounded with friends. But Naren, isn't change difficult? Tell me, what does change need? Let's forget about easy and difficult. Let's talk about what does change need? Well, when does a human being change, or when should a human being change? Our body is changing all the time. Our mind is changing all the time. You ask a doctor and he'll say in 7 days your entire blood will change. In 60 days, every cell of your body which is present today will die and a new one will come. We read the newspapers in the morning, we see the IPL matches, because we are all looking for what is the change that has happened out there. So change is a part of our life and all of us know that, right? But changing by choice is what leads to greatness. All this change which is happening is not because of choice. And I am speaking about changing by choice. What does change need? A, change needs evidence. चेंज होना चाहिए क्या? एक एविडेंस चाहिए, एक प्रूफ चाहिए. क्यों चेंज होना चाहिए? जरूरी है क्या? Find around. Is there an evidence of change? Like I was sharing with our dear life schooler and one of those very strong pillars of the fraternity, Pankaj Pipada. You are in furniture business for 25 years. You know more about manufacturing of furniture than probably anybody else. And yet, why does an urban ladder come and create a 3,000 crore company and the owners have 3 years experience in furniture? Why does a Pepperfry come and create a 2,000 crore company and the owners had no idea about furniture? Could it be that there was enough evidence that things are changing? Could it be there was enough evidence people don't have time to make furniture at home and they don't have time to go and buy furniture? Therefore, if I can present it electronically, my market will explode from one shop in Dhankaudi in Pune to probably every home in this country. Is there evidence that things are happening that way? It started with people buying books in Amazon, and then it went on to people booking tickets on the internet. These are the two early movers in the field of buying things online. And today people buy groceries online, they buy dresses online. In fact, they even buy dates online. Shadi.com. My own younger brother-in-law, Deepu, got married because he saw a girl online, they spoke to each other online, and we decided, yeah, she's a nice girl. If we can marry people based on whom we have met online, कुर्सी क्यों नहीं खरीदेगा भाई? Was there evidence? Yes. Then why did we not change? Is it that we are not ambitious? Is it that if I am doing a business of 1 crore, I don't want it to become 5 crores? Evidence is there. This is where business is moving. And if you have 1 crore worth of stock in your shop, maybe a 25 lakh rupee investment technologically might bring you more returns than what it will give you in a physical shop. To change, we need evidence. To change, we need balance. It does not mean leave what is working and go for an idea which might be very result oriented. It means stay balanced. Make your forays. Learn. Take the risk that you can take without disturbing the financial balance of your life. Change requires balance. And balance is easy. Yoga will tell you balance is required. Pilates will tell you balance is required. Physics will tell you if something is not balanced, it will crash. Any change that we do, if we keep balance in mind, it is easy to change. It's only when we want to jump and we don't know where we are going to land. Is there uncertainty? But if I am clear about the balance which is required, I will be able to bring the changes which is required in my life. Any dietitian will tell you, balanced diet, which means a lot of things is possible, but let's do it in balance. So change is possible when there is evidence. Change is possible when there is balance. Change is possible when there is openness. I would like to explore, I would like to flirt with this new possibility. I know I am not going to be an expert in day one, so I give myself 2 years for me to be an expert. In that, I will do 50 experiments, and through that, I am going to learn a lot. It requires an openness. In a great marriage, you want to bring about a change, it requires openness. Your organizational structure, you want things to change, it requires openness. Me communicating with my children to understand their point of view, their worldview today requires openness. If I am closed, I cannot change. If I am closed, I won't be able to see evidence. If I am closed, the temporary imbalance which is required when I have to climb anything will not be acceptable to me. I am climbing the stairs. I become imbalanced when I lift 1 foot and plant it on the step ahead. I gather balance. Take another step. Gather balance, take another step. That openness that there will be a temporary imbalance, which is okay, is required for change to happen. If I am doing a particular kind of exercise and it's not working for me, it requires an openness to find out which one would work. Instead of saying, I have attempted everything. If I am having marital issues, there is no point in raising my hand and say, it's not going to work, chhod do. Can I be open to find something that I have not attempted before? That openness. A, openness to learn. B, openness to experiment. C, openness to make a fool of myself. Because when I experiment, I'll make mistakes, and if I make a fool of myself, it's okay. I make a fool of myself 25 times, 26th time the world sees me as a genius. Ask anybody who's a scientist, which includes Alexander Fleming, and you'll find out how many times he failed and made a fool of himself before he understood penicillin. And there will be many people over here who will know how many times they proposed, they got rejected, and then one person said yes. Success. Openness to experiment, openness to make a fool of ourselves, openness for the world to judge us and say, ये देखो बेवकूफ है, ये देखो इसने कोशिश किया, हुआ ही नहीं. Openness to be judged by the world and say, my time is coming. I am in the process. If you go to the kitchen of a hotel, you may not eat food over there because you see mess in the kitchen. But when it comes to the table, it looks neat and clean. The finished product will look good. The work in progress never looks good. And when somebody sees your work in progress and says, "Ye kya hai?" just to smile and say, "Work in progress." That requires openness. Every day I put some oil over here and search. Nothing is coming. Work in progress. Who knows? One day 2-4 might come. I remember I had gone to Jalgaon and a few friends over there from the Palod family gave me a tel and said, "Proven, you apply this tel and hair will come." I said, "Acha." I said, "I have only one question. Will that hair come where I have applied the oil?" Suddenly it should not come from my arms. God knows, na? I eat over here, but food goes to the stomach. So I don't know if I apply over here, वो किधर जाएगा? He didn't understand my question. He did not give me the oil also. That's okay. The point is, we need to have that openness. We take ourselves too seriously. And we are deeply scared of failure. So we say, I would prefer to do what I am comfortable with doing, even if it is not producing results. But I will not be open to experimenting where I might fail. Hence, any change requires A, evidence, B, balance, C, openness, and the fourth, most sweet, is purpose. Why should I change? And if I can say, okay, if I change, this is what is possible. When I change, this is what is possible. Where I change, this is what is possible. And I want that. So 4 things which is required for a person to change. Evidence, balance, openness, and purpose. Why am I very confident that the future is going to be brilliant? Why am I very confident that the times to come probably has the best opportunities in front of us? Here are my 3 reasons. Today the world is changed. It's not just changing, it's changed quite a lot. and opportunities are there available to anybody who has a phone. 10 years ago, if I had told you, would you like to have your own TV channel? What would you have said? एक खुद का टीवी चैनल बनाते हैं अपन. You would have said, बाप रे इतना पैसा लगेगा, एडिटर लाओ, ये लाओ, वो लाओ, कैसे बना सकते हैं टीवी चैनल? Today, I am super confident about the future because every person can create their own movies, they can create their own channel, they can start their own radio station, you can create your own community wherever you are. You have an idea and there are thousands of people willing to work with you. You don't need money to make it happen. You need those 4 things that I spoke about in change. You need evidence, I am giving you the evidence. Balance, this doesn't imbalance your life. Openness, that is required, and a purpose. चालू करके करेंगे क्या? We shared the video with the Delhi government folks. 6,000 people have seen those videos. Which means Satish does not need to search for jobs in Pune as an architect anymore. Through Google Map, he can do a survey of land anywhere in the world. Through LinkedIn, he can find business partners anywhere in the world. He can pitch for business without having any business development executive in his office. Good website, use of technology and things can reach him. Now it's about openness. Do I want to do that? Purpose. Why do I want to do that? The world today offers extraordinary opportunities like never before. So these 3 things which is available to all of us. A, this is a new world with new work, new organizations and new style of education. Yesterday I was speaking with someone who said, I want to start a new school. And I said, how about starting only an online school for kids? Building ही नहीं चाहिए. Start an online school for kids. Get the best teachers of different subjects from across the country and let them come and take live sessions. Only live sessions. No recorded sessions. And let's meet once in a week or twice a week. Let the meetings happen in Starbucks. Let the meetings happen in CCD. Let the meeting happen in a park. We have big parks in Pune and every city in this world has parks. वहां मिलो ना 1 घंटे के लिए, 4 घंटे के लिए, 8 घंटे के लिए, know each other, play some games together, make some presentations to each other. Can you create a school completely online? कितना मजा आएगा? Now this is called the world of opportunities. There is no limit there. You and me are the limit over there. And you don't need money to get these things done. Earlier, if I have to start a school, I need 10 crores. Today, I don't need that much money. With 1% money, probably with 10 lakhs, I can start an online school. And there is evidence of things happening that way. MBA programs have completely shifted online. How long will it take before schools also shift completely online? So these times gives us what we call a structural opportunity. ये जो structure है ना, it is completely changed. Even life school is changing completely. For all practical terms, one-to-many classroom training is over. We'll fade it out across the next 2-3 years. We are shifting completely online. There is a new group of people at office. We are creating courses driven by this idea. Short course, big impact. And through those short courses, let's create big impact. And the whole world is the market. I'll give you some news as time goes by. This is structural change. Second, the opportunity is not just because of structural change, but the opportunity is global. And KMM is evidence. Shafi is sitting at Omaha in US, and from there she's coordinating schools over here. We do stay in a country, but each one of us is a global citizen now. So structural opportunities, global opportunities, and in a country like India, the best thing is domestic opportunity. Average age 25 to 27. We are one of the youngest nations in the whole world. Japan, one report I was reading was telling me average age 49. And they're estimating in 20 years, average age over there will be 60. And our country's average age in 10 years' time, in 2030, will become 25. We are becoming younger as a nation. Younger people means more houses, more sports, more cars. Whatever you're doing in your life, look at the size of opportunity. Forget about this pandemic. The world has seen many pandemics and we have survived every pandemic. Don't even think about this COVID-19 as a life changer, something really bad has happened, somehow this year should get over. No. The speed at which the whole country has adapted to technology, nothing could have done it in our country. Nothing could have done it in our country. It's an extraordinary blessing. Ironically, for our country. And there are young people who will adapt to technology like this. This must be a story in so many homes. Our son Niru has got a job in Deloitte, where his work office is in Bombay. Officially working there from May 1st, but he's going to go there only in January. 8 months, he will be in Pune. We couldn't have visualized ever a world where somebody is sitting in another city and still doing work. And youngsters adapt fast. If you look at the current COVID-19 and decide your thought process, you will not be successful. But if you look at all the evidence of an extraordinary future for us, you will be excited, and whether you are a Sardar or not, you will do balle balle. So I am a very, very big believer in the future. I truly and deeply believe that the best of times is ahead of us. We also have now companies like Zoho, which are coming out from India and becoming kind of number one in their field in the whole world. And it's only a question of time before you find in 1 year 20 such companies coming, in 10 years 100 such companies coming. And we believe that KMM and Bharat at 100 will play a small role in that direction. They will ignite this belief and give this power to some people कि यार कुछ बुलंदी वाला काम करते हैं यार. In a country like India, with the depth of spirituality and culture, I really believe that we will be the answer to every problem in the world. Some of you might be reading the life school message that I write every Tuesday. And this Tuesday's LSM goes something like this. If you have not read it, think along with me. There is an aircraft accident. The aircraft is broken into two. There is smoke inside the cabin. You can see some sparks in the fuselage. And the aircraft is precariously placed where it might slide another 30-40 feet. Now in this situation, let me give you two scenarios. Scenario number one, most people panic. They want to be the first to rush out. They grab their bags and there is pushing and shoving which is happening. Ladies and children and old people are ignored, and those who are physically stronger rush to the exit to jump off. Scenario number one. Scenario number two. There is a little panic. However, there is order. Somebody shouts out, "All old people, women and children, can you please come ahead? We'll help you out." The old, the woman, the children are helped out. Then with their help, the sick people are helped out. And then the youth and the able-bodied come out. Scenario number two. In all practical purpose, what do you think will happen? Scenario one or scenario two? Panic will break out, or this kind of a serene, zen-like calm will be there? Scenario number one, right? Let me give you good news. In every aircraft accident in the world, scenario two has played out. In every aircraft crash in the world where there were survivors, scenario two played out. There is not a single accident in human history where scenario one played out. And this is what gives me the confidence about the future. We might want to think and believe that human beings by nature are selfish. Yet every tragedy in the world says when we are under very difficult circumstances, humanity's best comes out. When every year flooding happens in Bombay, lakhs of people help the other lakhs of people. Human beings by nature are not selfish. But then nothing is perfect. So we do have examples of selfishness. But by nature we are not. A dear friend and the chief mentor for Bharat at 100, Ganesh Natarajan, has joined something which they call as the Giving Pledge. At least 50% of my wealth in my lifetime will be given away to the society. And the richest of people on this planet are a part of that giving pledge. If human beings are selfish by nature, why would we give? When COVID-19 was at its peak, how many people helped how many people? How many maids who could not come for work, yet we provided salaries to those maids? How many people donated masks to hundreds and thousands and millions of people across the country? If you and me are selfish by nature, I don't see that. Where is the evidence? I see goodness all around. Sometimes goodness just needs a little support. Never doubt the goodness of this world. Always believe in the goodness of humanity. And there you will be confident the future is going to be brilliant. So change requires those four things: evidence, balance, openness, and purpose. We have an extraordinary chance for the future because there are structural opportunities. There's a new world of work, organizations, education, work from home. The whole world is looking up to countries. There are global opportunities. We can do work anywhere we want to. And of course, India being the youngest country it is, so many opportunities and times to come in our country. Every field will have extraordinary opportunities. It's not just like that the foreigners are investing billions of dollars in companies like Reliance. It is not just about Reliance Industries and Mukesh Ambani. It is the opportunity that they see this country is offering. If they can see the opportunity and invest in another country billions of dollars, or let's say lakhs of crores of rupees, you and me staying in India, if we don't see this as evidence, I don't know what we will. The choices that we make in our life must always reflect our faith and not our fears. The choice that we make in our life must reflect our faith and not our fear. The moment you have faith which guides you, and I'm not speaking about faith on God existence. I'm speaking about faith in the evidence that you see, faith in yourself, faith in the proof that we are a good nation of good people, faith in life. You will also believe, like I do, that the future is going to be extraordinary. Thanks to technology, thanks to young population, and thanks to this belief that we are not selfish by nature, we are good people by nature. Let's create an outstanding life, not only for you and me, but for as many people as possible. My promise to you, that is what Life School aspires to do always. In everything we do comes from this belief that the future is awesome, people are good. Now let's look at the opportunities and grab those opportunities. This is how we function. Are there setbacks? Every now and then there are some setbacks, but they are okay. I'm willing to experiment, and only that will lead to greatness, nothing else will. And while I am in this journey, let me respect the spider as much as I respect my ability to throw a boulder. Both have found a purpose. And therefore, my clarity, my idea, my conviction should not lead to ego. It should lead to togetherness. कितना मजा आएगा, कितना मजा आएगा, बहुत मजा आएगा. So let's do something fabulous.